Brought to you by your surf authority, expert advice, and friendly staff. Hawaiian South Shore. Let's just go day by day and look at the surf forecast. Friday, the 27th, Japan swell, fading from 6.4 feet at 13 seconds early, about 8 foot Hawaiian, maybe double overhead from 330 degrees, and winds still that problematic northeast wind at 15 plus knots. Saturday, the 28th, that swell continues to fade from 5.1 feet at 11 seconds early, pretty much the bottom dropping out. 5.5 foot Hawaiian, we'll say a little bit overhead from 345 degrees, but still the pesky northeast winds at 15 plus knots. Then on Sunday, winds turn even more to the north at 20 to 25 knots as the swell from the Kuril Island builds to 4.1 feet at 17 seconds later in the day. That's 7 foot Hawaiian, probably 3 or 4 feet overhead at top spots. Then finally on Monday, winds turn more to trades, east-northeast at 15 plus knots, pretty strong. Kuril Island swell still hanging in there at 4.3 feet at 15 to 16 seconds early. We'll say 6.5 foot Hawaiian, maybe 2 to 3 feet overhead, something like that. Then on Tuesday, the 31st, last day of January, Kuril Island swell fades from 2.8 feet at 14 seconds early, 3.5 foot Hawaiian, but then there's some local wind swell mixed in there from the north as well, from 4 feet at 10 seconds, so kind of junky, lumpy type surf. Winds south-southeast, so that's offshore at 5 plus knots. Light offshore flow for the North Shore. Wednesday, the background swell. A background swell hits 1.7 feet at 16 seconds early. 2.5 foot, we'll say waist to chest high from 315 degrees, with trades in play at 10 plus knots. Finally on Thursday, background swell fading from 2.2 feet at 13 seconds early. 3 foot Hawaiian, chest high, something like that, and trades at 10 knots. So things cleaning up, but there is this issue of the winds right around in here for Friday through the weekend. So choose your spots carefully. There's Japan right here, Aleutian Islands here, the mainland here. Hawaii, our prime target right there. A gale started developing off the Kuril Islands while falling southeast with seas in the 33-foot range Sunday night, maybe building up to about 35 to 36 feet on Monday for a second, and then fading from there. And by Tuesday, the 24th of January, it was fading out, but pretty close to the Hawaiian Islands. You can see the swell front approaching the Hawaiian Islands, and then it actually impacted on Wednesday, the 25th of January, and by Thursday, that swell was starting to fade. Also notice, though, a large area of disturbed weather started building off the Kuril Islands also on Wednesday, the 25th of January, progressing off to the east as we got into Thursday with 34, almost 36-foot seas over a tiny area off the Kuril Islands on Thursday morning. And then as we get later on Thursday, that gale started fading out, seas with it fading. Notice most of the energy aimed more off to the east, but sideband energy, or sort of the radiating energy down to the south, is expected to impact the Hawaiian Islands. You can see it somewhere here around, maybe Saturday or Sunday hitting. Also a little local gale forecast on Sunday the 29th north of the Hawaiian Islands. But of a little bit more interest, a gale forecast develop off Kamchatka on late Saturday the 28th into the 29th with seas up to right about there, about 44, 45 feet. But notice the arrows here, most of it aimed up towards the Bering Sea, not so much at the Hawaiian Islands. You get the general sense that things are starting to slow down a bit in the North Pacific, and that's not unexpected. We're in the inactive phase of the MJO, and that tends to just generally let things settle down for a while. Not as much energy in the jet stream. But still, that said, as we get into Wednesday, the 1st of February, little gale is forecast over the North Dateline region with 30-foot seas aimed off to the south, offering some potential and even building some with seas up to 36 feet by Thursday, February 2nd, and then moving into the Gulf of Alaska, and then beyond that, another system forecast off Japan. So all hope is not lost, just things mellowing out a little bit, not as big, maybe producing surf for mere mortals, a little bit more rideable and a little bit safer. So a bit of swell is expected for Friday into the weekend, the early part of next week, but also north-northeast winds, if not a little bit even more northerly than that. So find some protected break to get away from the wind, make the most of it. And then as we get later into next week, trades return, swell smaller, fun size, good for building skill, good for going out and having fun and not risking life and limb. So that's it for this week. We'll do it again next week, same time, same channel. Thanks for watching.